I slide in and get my ticket, and I said, well, I'll catch him on the highway. Well, I forgot he had the new V4 from Chevrolet in there, and I couldn't catch him. Well, up at the top of the windy hill going into Urupan, there's two semi-trucks passing each other. Man, I got him now, right? He sees me, he drops clear off the side of the highway, that truck moves out of the way, and I got a head of steam, and now we're just bumper to bumper running to Urupan at how fast?
Fast as it go.
Too fast. We're coming around the corner and we were hauling butt, and I look up over the top of his car and I see Butch Arciero there waving at Bob. Oh, stop, Bob, stop, stop. And I said, man, this must be the turn. We sure got there fast. And I stood on the brakes, and when my lights went through Gordon's car, he's going like this on the steering wheel. God damn it.
I went straight on about 300 yards past the turn.
The best story that I can tell about my experience there was this guy was kind enough to let me not co-drive, but just ride along.
Racing right down here in Mexico in Baja. And the first one was the inaugural first Baja 500, and that took place in '69. And it started right downtown in Ensenada, made a great big loop down to Camelot and all the way back. And I think the finishing time on that race was about 17 hours. Something like that for me. It was, I did finish third. I was hooked in off-road racing. From then on, my land has just been a great career. I've won the Baja 1000 9 times, won it overall with a pickup truck, first one to ever do that. I'll tell you, I've enjoyed Baja, and I'm still going to continue to enjoy it.
Today.
No, they certainly weren't. I mean, the trucks that I first started racing with, they're not even a good pre-run vehicle today. Let's face facts. A little bit of wheel travel and what have you, but now, 30 inches of wheel travel, just living on top of the bumps. Once you've experienced it, once you've done it, you can never turn your back and really walk away from it. You have to constantly go back and re-get that adrenaline feel or something.
It is addictive, isn't it?
Oh, big time addictive. I've often said that it's probably worse than dope. But believe me, I love it. I can't wait for the Baja 2000 to come up. My wife keeps saying the reason I'm going back is so I can go pre-run 2 or 3 times and hang out down in Mexico. But I do love it. There's lots of great people I want to see down there and meet and be a part of this. Just can't wait to do it. And Bob Gray is part of my Walker Evans team that we're going to run. His son Roger and Brendan Gaughan, Michael's son. So we've got a great team together.
When you talk about the camaraderie, and you've been around different facets of motorsports, is there any deeper, stronger comradeship than what you guys in desert racing share with each other?
No, I really don't believe there is. In being involved in NASCAR and the Craftsman Truck Series and a few other series, whether it been Core or whatever, I think the overall off-road guys that run the long-distance races probably have more feeling, more heart for each other, probably help each other quicker than anybody else in auto racing, and I truly believe
More than met the challenge by bringing to the 31st Score Baja 1000 starting line the number 80 trophy truck, with veteran Larry Ragland in the driver's seat. The best in the best. 14 hours, 26 minutes, and 36 seconds later, they had executed the first phase of the business plan. Victory in the 1999 Tecate Score Baja 1000.
Of the equipment these days. I mean, even back as late as 1988, you were still dealing with, triple, quadruple shocks and really trying to make homespun stuff work. Now you go out here and you look at your truck out here, and I mean, it's just awe-inspiring, and it's like state of the art.
Yeah, it is, but by the same token, it's all relative. When I started in 1981, I mean, I thought that was the best that we had. Now I think I have the best that there is. And it's all relative. At the time, you're up against everybody else, which is equal to you. And granted, if we had to race a vehicle from today against the vehicle from 30 years ago or 20 years ago, it wouldn't work. But at the time, that's the challenge, trying to come up with something at that time that'll do it. And it's no different. I mean, the speeds may be a little faster or a lot faster or whatever. I don't think that's that big a thing. The competition is still the same.
Is self-sponsored. No $1 million grants from auto factory or beer companies. They do their own thing, build their own equipment. When the green flag drops, they rock and roll with the best. Mark, age 30, is considered one of the sport's hot shoes. Corky McMillan, age 58, a construction company owner in San Diego, California, represents the free spirit of off-road racing. When most guys would be looking for a condo on the beach, Corky McMillan is giving the youngsters a run for their money.
A four-wheeler appears, but it's not Mark McMillan as expected. Instead, it's his father, 58-year-old Corky McMillan. And just behind is Mark. This family has been dominant in the Baja in recent years. In 1981,
the conquistadors believed victory was the only acceptable outcome. They rode in white behind shields of armor. In 1999 AD, one returned to Baja with 600 horsemen at his side. Ivan Iron Man Stewart, overlord of Baja. I was given two hearts. One beats within me. The other, a merciless piece of metal and fire that lurks beneath the hood. Which should I follow? Ivan Iron Man Stewart, overlord of Baja.
People have always, I get a kick out of telling these stories. And you didn't mention anything about this. What did you do when people ask you, Jack, when you had to go pee-pee?
I just peed in my britches. It wasn't a problem. I mean,
that's the way.
Scoop wasn't happy, but
that's the way we did it for years. You know, I've been doing interviews with the press, and invariably over the years, somebody would get around to say, "What do you do when you have to go to the bathroom when you're off-road racing?" Anybody know what we do other than we can go pee-pee in your pants?
Yeah, pee too.
We have, about 10 years ago or so, they came up with this cool thing called an external catheter.
yeah, I saw it on Robbie Gordon when he got out of the Indy 500 on fire one time. Yeah.
Anyway, this thing is like a prophylactic that you put on yourself with some real sticky tape, and it's a hose that goes down your leg. And you're supposed to trim this thing off to the length of whatever you need. I never did figure out how they figured the average length of these things. But anyway, you trim this thing off. And it's kind of cool because you always realize the new drivers, because they forget to trim it off and they're walking around dragging their catheter around the ground, right? There's nothing like stepping on a new guy's catheter when he walks over. That's bad enough, but stepping on your own catheter, that's really bad. But I'll tell you, whenever the experienced guys, you take Larry Rossler, Larry Ragland, Scoop Vessel, these guys all got experience. What they do with their catheters, they stick it in their sock. Pretty cool, right? You just got to remember to take it out of your sock when you get buckled in your race car. And I've done that. Drove all day long, peed in my own shoe. Remember Larry Ragland asked me 7 or 8 years ago, he says, "Hey Ivan," he says, "I heard about these external catheters." He said, where do you get those?" I said, "I'll get you one." I said, "What size you want?" He said, "Well, don't you tell anybody. I want one of the little teeny weeny ones." I love Larry that way. Probably the coolest one was when, two other ones, I'll tell you one of the coolest was, once you get this thing on, I mean, they got some high-tech tape you put this on with, right? So you don't want to take it off. This is a true story. It was in Parker, Arizona, and I got this thing on. It's just about time to get in the race car, so I figured, shoot, I'm going to go over here to the restroom and go pee-pee. So I go in, there's nobody in there, right? So instead of taking this off to go to the urinal, I just put my foot in the urinal. I'm standing there doing my thing, and these two guys walk in, and they look at me, and I'm just... As I walk out the door, I heard one say to the other, he says, "Damn, is that why they call that guy the Iron Man?" Thank you. Looking forward to 2000.
Take your seats and prepare to take a ride in some of the fastest off-road cars on the planet. started with the first TV show in 1968, and we were there. A bunch of crazy people racing off the paved highway from the Baja town of Ensenada to the sleepy fishing village of La Paz, Mexico. Some of the racers were famous, others about to be famous. They came to race over a full 1,000 miles of the most inhospitable terrain in the Northern Hemisphere. And their method of travel? Well, they came with everything, from motorcycles to four-wheel vehicles called doom buggies. Sports announcer Jim McKay saw it this way.
Parnelli being pursued right now, however, by 21-year-old John DeSoto on his motorcycle. Trying to catch Parnelli Jones on a motorcycle takes a lot of nerve, and he has taken to the underbrush to do it. A fella could get airborne this way. Almost losing control of that bike. Still can't catch Jones.
Well, that was 1968, and this is the year 2000. And have things ever changed? Has had a dream of a race more challenging, more demanding, more adventurous than the epic score Baja 1000. This year, that dream will be realized with a race for the ages, the Tecate Score Baja 2000, the ultimate motorsports tribute to the new millennium. Beginning 60 miles south of San Diego in the seaport town of Ensenada, Baja, California, the 2000 course will wind its way back and forth from the Pacific to the spectacular Sea of Cortez. Finishing thousands of challenges later at the very tip of the untamed Baja Peninsula in the resort of Cabo San Lucas, Baja, California Sur. Many will accept the challenge. Few will beat the Baja. Yet all will take pride in being part of a race for the ages.
The Baja 2000 is going to be something that no one's ever done before, and I love Baja, and if I could race anywhere in the world, it'd probably be Baja. The first 500, 600 miles of the course sounds like it's going to be the Baja 500, so that should be fun. And then I love racing down to Cabo and to La Paz, and it's going to be exciting. It's going to be fun. It'll be interesting to see what happens and who finishes and how long it takes. And no one knows. It's never been done before, and that's what probably makes it the most exciting.
We got about 4 decades of off-road experience combined here. So my father, my brother, and myself are going to each take a stint in the Baja 2000. Really looking forward to it. It'll be a good time. We've tried the Baja 1000 before, and we didn't quite make it, but we think we have a good chance at the 2000.
The Tecate Score Baja 2000, a legacy for the adventure called